Hi guys, it's Anais from Radio King and welcome to this video. Today we're back with another microphone review and we're going to be looking at the Fifine K688. It's an XLR and USB dynamic microphone that's available for around $80. Let's get right into the unboxing and see what's included. So obviously you get the microphone with a foam windscreen. It's also got a shock mount, a USB-C to USB-A cable, and a mic stand adapter, and a user manual. Okay, so bear in mind that there's no XLR cable included, so if you don't have one, you'll need to purchase one separately. Let's take a closer look at the microphone itself. So I really like the look of the mic, but it honestly feels quite light even though it's made of metal. The foam windscreen comes off easily so you can see the capsule underneath, and on the back you have an XLR port, a USB-C port, a 3.5mm headphone jack for zero latency monitoring, a headphone volume control, a microphone volume control, and on the top you also have a mute button. So you're probably wondering what the microphone sounds like. I'm going to get it all set up so we can do some sound tests. Okay, so I've got the mic set up on my boom arm and this is what it sounds like in XLR mode with no post-editing. I've got it plugged into my Focusrite Scarlett Solo audio interface. Okay, so right now I'm speaking directly into the mic with my mouth at a relatively close distance so you can hear what it sounds like. It's a dynamic microphone, which means that it supposedly picks up all the sound that's directly in front of it and it should reject any surrounding sounds. So I'm now going to start moving a little bit further away from the mic so you can hear what that sounds like. And now I'm just going to move side to side around the microphone so you can hear how it really picks up my voice when I'm in front of it compared to the sides. Okay, so now I'm back in front of my microphone and I'm simply typing on my keyboard to see what kind of noise gets picked up from the mic. Okay, and now we're just going to do a quick handling test. So I'm going to touch the shock mount, the microphone itself, and then the boom arm to see if any sound resonates. Okay, so let's move on to USB. Okay, and this is what the microphone sounds like in USB mode. It's just plugged straight into my Mac. I've also got my earphones plugged directly into the microphone for zero latency monitoring. So I'm going to do exactly the same test that I did in XLR mode, just to give you a solid comparison. So here I'm speaking directly into the top of the microphone at a close distance. Now I'm going to slowly move away from the microphone so you can hear what that sounds like. And then I'm going to come back in closer so you can hear my voice properly again and slowly start moving around the sides so you can really hear that pickup pattern that really catches my voice when I'm directly in front of the mic. Let's do our keyboard test as well. So here I am just typing and seeing what the microphone picks up with the background noise of my keyboard. We're going to do another handling test as well. So on the shock mount, the microphone itself, the boom arm, and also the cables. And there we go. And finally, let's quickly test out the mute button. So I'm talking into the microphone, back, then my voice comes back on. Okay, so there you go. Mute button mutes you as it's supposed to. Okay, now that the sound tests are over, what are my overall thoughts for this microphone? I'm going to start with the cons because there aren't that many, and that way we can finish the video on a high note with the pros. First of all, I do kind of wish that the microphone itself felt a little bit more solid and had a bit more weight to it. I would also recommend using a boom arm for this type of microphone and not having it sit on the desk. This way you can get it nice and close to your face for it to really pick up your voice. I also wasn't super impressed with the handling test, so do be aware that if you are going to use this mic, you need to be really careful not to bump any cables, the shock mount, the boom arm, anything in your setup. Now for the pros. I love the look of this microphone. Also, the fact that you can use it in XLR mode or USB mode for me is a huge plus. So if you wanted to record or broadcast outside of your normal studio setup, You wouldn't have to bring all your extra equipment like your audio interface, all of your cables, etc. Just take the microphone, the USB cable, your computer, and you're good to go. For me, the mute button is also super handy, especially for radio hosts, just to make sure that you're not interrupting any music that's being broadcast. You can simply just switch that on, cut off your voice, and then put it back on when you need to talk again. I think that the audio quality is really, really good for a mic at this price point. Like I said before, this is just raw audio. I haven't done any post-editing at all. What you could do is maybe add a bit of compression, play around with the EQs a little bit, and I think you could get a really, really, really nice professional sound. And that's it for the review of this Fifine K688 XLR USB dynamic microphone. If you do want to check out the microphone yourself, the link is in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to leave it a thumbs up, a comment, and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss our next uploads. See you next time.